All right, there we go. We're live. Aloha, shalom, shalom ha. We are almost at the first quarter moon, technically tomorrow, but we're just about there. And I've got a really full day tomorrow. And so I checked in and it was like, yep, green light, go, go, go. Go ahead, do the first quarter reading. And we're pretty much a week into the cycle, right? So that's what this is all about. It's about how far have we come since the new moon, the powerful new moon that we just experienced a week ago. If you didn't get to watch that activation video, go ahead and check out www.youtube.com/RebeccaMagic with a CK, and you can check out the new moon activation. Feel free to pause here and check that out before you continue on. Or if you're feeling inspired, just continue flowing with me. So as I'm shuffling, go ahead and set aside those things that you've been carrying with you all week, those thoughts, feelings, emotions, fears, hopes, whatever positive or negative themes you've been carrying. Just set them down for a moment and meet me in this neutrality. And then we'll meet inside the heart, inside that place outside of time and space where you and I are one. In that space, in this space here now, we are safe. We are peaceful. We are protected. We are open to receive the wisdom as it shall come in through these channels of the faces of the One. Thank you in advance, archetypes, faces of the One. We thank you in advance, Source, for bringing us messages of clarity as we inquire about where we are at right now, 1 week into this monthly cycle, individually and collectively. All right, so now that we've stepped into this cycle, what have we discovered is the theme of this month, which is also the challenge, because the challenge becomes the gift, becomes the bridge to the future. And as we move through this challenge, who is our ally? What's a hidden fear that we may have? How should we behave right now? All right, let's see. Where are we at right now? What is the current challenge and gift? 10 of Swords. While 9s are endings, 10s are endings and new beginnings. So it looks like what we've already been doing this past week is finishing up this project that we've been working on. This project being this thing that we needed to end once and for all. Some sort of strife or challenge we've been going through. We've been really finally receiving the tools to rid ourselves of it once and for all. And so that's what we've been experiencing since the new moon, is the final cutting of the cords of that big challenge that we were facing for so long. Feels like a huge weight is lifted, but at the same time feels like only the beginning. Feels like relief, but also feels like preparation for what lies ahead. The good and the bad, however we may continue to judge it at this time. So the challenges then that will come with that would look like this. Making sure that we're really ending that thing once and for all. And making sure that we're determining that, not just by what we see before us with our human eyes, but by really penetrating deeply into the situation behind the scene. So it looks like this. Let's say, because relationship is key, right? Relationship is everything, because everything is self, and so everything is relationship to self. So let's say that strife was within your relationship. It doesn't necessarily mean ending that relationship, but ending the issue or the problem that was arising within the relationship. So be careful not to be fooled, okay? Because in the physical reality, it could look like ending a relationship, or it could look like walking away from a challenging job that's not serving you anymore, or cutting the cord to a project you were working on that's just, it's not worth it. It could look like that, or it could look like shifting your response to that thing. And your shifting of your response could be in reflection of the shifting of the response of that other individual, the other person, or the other job. It's not a matter of who initiates that shift first. That doesn't matter. We're all one. There is no separation. But seeing as that initiation already must have begun, because that's what I'm seeing here, that since the new moon we've been given this opportunity, whether we initiate it or someone else initiated it, we've been given this opportunity to really heal. So again, it's not about who initiates, it's not about who does it first, but it's about remembering that we don't have to necessarily end the situation we're in, but end the way that we've been responding to it. Shift our response, shift our thoughts about it, because even our thoughts that we have are a response to a situation. And that's what's key right now. And what other challenges can come with that? It could look like doubt in ourselves that no way have we really ended this. It can't be over. Like, this has been going on for so long. Well, better believe it, baby. It's over. If you want it to be. If you will it to be. So doubts, fears, holding on to the pain that was caused while you were going through that challenge. In order to truly end that thing once and for all, you got to let go of all of the trauma. Let go however you can, but not in a way that is, cognitive dissonance or ignoring it, but truly healing it, taking this opportunity that is upon us right now to actually heal that thing and move forward. But remember, again, you cannot move forward if there are certain thoughts that are still stuck on the pain or the hurt or the past. If you're really going to accept this opportunity to move forward and heal, then stick with it 100%. Before I pick the ally, I'm going to choose the hidden fear. I felt this card all day. The wheel is a new cycle, rebirth, seasons changing. Are we afraid of ending our pain once and for all? Because although it seems like it would be great to give up that pain or that struggle or that challenge, it still means stepping into something new. And sometimes we get so comfortable in our pain or our challenge that we'd rather stick with it because we're too afraid. We feel that we're not brave enough. We don't have the courage within to step into a whole new cycle. But we can't stay stuck in our comfort. We must accept that seasons change. New cycles begin. So it would be silly to stay stuck in something that doesn't serve us, when although the new beginning looks scary, it is so much better than what we've been experiencing. So the hidden fear, the fear is not as important as the neutralizing thought. That's where the real power lies. So first we'll start with what it looks like as a fear inside, and then we'll transform it. And the fear looks like this. I'm afraid to step into the new. I'm afraid to begin a new cycle because I feel comfortable. I'm afraid of what's to come because it's unknown. But then we can transform it. I know that I must end this strife once and for all, because it is the only way to step into the new me, the highest version that I can possibly attain at this time of myself. I'm not afraid to end this thing once and for all because I know that the opportunity for a rebirth, for a fresh start, will be offered to me once I make that space. And with that scary new space is actually opportunity for me to take charge, to take the reins, to set an intention for what I wish that new beginning to be, to look like. So of course I'm not afraid. Of course I know that I must do the thing that I know I must do. Of course, I know that I must end that pain once and for all. For how else will I create the space to allow that opportunity to come in? While new beginnings can be scary, that's only if I allow it to be. A new beginning is only a new beginning, and how we wish for it to look and how we will for it to be is up to us. So, reclaim your power. Again, the scary side looks like I'm afraid to start a new beginning. I'm afraid to step into the new. But we must fill ourselves with the neutralizing concept, which is, I'm ready for the new. And I get to decide what this new story will be. There's nothing scary about that. Another thing that's coming up very clearly is that only you know, just as I said in the beginning of this video, it's not about the physical details, the material details of our lives. It's what's happening behind it. So long as that is what's shifting, growing, ever new, for the highest good of you and the one, then that's all that matters. And anybody who tells you otherwise, it doesn't matter. You choose what you want to choose. You write your story. If it feels like a new beginning to you, if you know truly that you're responding to life in some sort of a new way, and you trust that that will bring a new response and reflection from the universe, that's all that matters. You know inside if you're making the change you need to make. It doesn't matter what it looks like on the outside to anyone else, even if it looks like you're doing nothing new. You cannot lie to yourself. You know if you're beginning to think differently, to feel differently, to respond differently. And the ally, as we move through, this has been coming up a lot too. All of these cards so far have been coming up in a lot of personal readings I've been doing in this past week. So the Four of Pentacles, it's all about what are we holding on to tightly on the material plane? And what are we not nurturing enough on the material plane? And how do those observations reflect to us what we really care about? Are we prioritizing our values correctly? Are we feeding and nurturing those things on the material plane that are supporting the growth of those things that we believe in, like kindness, patience, honesty? Because everything that we interact with, that we exchange energy with on the material plane, is having an effect in all of the other dimensions. As in one, so it is in all. So how are we using our interactions on the material plane as a ritual to affect the unseen realms? Are we perhaps holding on to things too tightly, which is revealing our insecurities, our fear of losing it? And why do we fear losing it? What is it? Why are we holding on so tightly? That must reveal a fear. Because while we should remain grounded in this reality and be very aware of how we're using it as a ritual, we also have to remain healthily detached to an extent. So if we're holding on too tightly to something, that's a sign, that's a red flag, to look a little closer and say, hey, why am I holding on so tightly to this thing? What am I afraid of? Why am I afraid of losing it? For example, let's say it's a person, a relationship that you're holding on to tightly. Why? Are you afraid you might lose it? Is it something that you've been saying, thinking, doing that's causing this fear in you that you may lose that person, that relationship? Or are they perhaps giving you signs that you're going to lose them? And why do you care? Is it because you know this relationship is right for you and you can't imagine it ending? Either way, you must remain detached if you're doing everything you can possibly do and offering your fullest love and kindness to that relationship. If you're showing up to that relationship, what do you have to lose? If that person runs, they run. And it was meant to be. That's just one example, but it can really be anything. What are you perhaps spending too much time doing? What are your hobbies lately? What are your interactions on this physical plane, and how do they tell you about what you feel inside? Is there a person you maybe need to give more energy to, nurture more? Is there a property that you have, an item that you have, even plain old money that you have, that you maybe need to protect further or give more of your awareness to? The ally is looking at those things and those people on the material plane that we really care about and giving our energy to those things, revealing what we really feel is important, our love for those people, or how those objects, those things that we care about or are taken care of, like your car, for example. Simple example, the car just shows your gratitude for being able to have transportation, to be independent, to visit new places. Those are things you really value. If you really value traveling or being able to travel in the elements, in the weather, on a freezing day so you don't have to freeze your ass off going to work. If you're grateful for that, then you'll take care of that car. You see, it can be a relationship or it could be a car. It could really be anything on the material plane, but the point is looking at how we exchange energies on the material plane and what does that reveal about what we care about, what matters most to us. And why is this the ally? I believe upon reflection of this matter, we will begin to realign with our power, recollect our power from giving it away to all those things that didn't really matter, and redistributing it in a way that is not only more healthy, but more supportive of the highest plan, which you know in your heart you truly desire to manifest. And as a byproduct, we will ace this current challenge of ending a negative program once and for all. How could that possibly exist? It's not in alignment when we are consciously giving and receiving our energy on the material plane. Then what is not good for us, or the strife or the challenges, will have to fall away, will have to transform. And how to behave right now. King of Cups. The King of Cups is the mature aspect of the suit of cups, water, the heart, emotions. The king knows what his heart wants and knows that his head is in service of his heart. He acts wisely on his heart. He serves it wisely, maturely. He acts with the major arcana as his tool belt, meaning he has trust in divine timing and in divine order. Of course, he acts on his heart, but always at the right time when his intuition tells him to, and in the way that his intuition tells him to. So we must act on our heart, of course, but we must do so wisely. So for example, if this is the ally right now as we move through our challenge, and this is how we must behave right away to access this ally, to transform the challenge into the gift, to step into a new cycle, a new us, then we must tune into our heart, but we must act on it wisely. So allow the heart to guide you to giving your energy, your power to those things that matter the most. But remember, when you redistribute your energies, do so with kindness, with humility, with patience, with compassion. So when you're pulling your energy back, for example, from certain things that you've been giving your power away to, don't so abruptly do it. You must do it gracefully. Yes, you must take your power back. You must take your power back. Yes, you must redistribute your energies. Yes, you must offer your heart only to those things that are for the highest good of yourself, for one and for all. But you must do so gracefully and wisely. Cut those cords with kindness. Cut those cords with compassion for one and all. Yes, for yourself, but yes, for everyone around you, because they are reflections of self. So, tap into your heart. See yourself on this throne. See yourself as the King of Cups. We all have this King of Cups inside of us. And allow this maturity of heart to guide the way. Allow your heart to guide you to that which you must now give your energy to, while gracefully and lovingly cutting the cords to those things that no longer require your energy to carry out the plan that is for the highest good of the one. So just to summarize, we're ending what we've been doing this past week is really ending a cycle once and for all that was causing a lot of pain, drama, strife. And more than on the material level, it's really happening on the unseen planes. It's happening spiritually, emotionally, mentally. We're shifting. And that is going to reflect into our physical reality as a falling away of that pain that we've been carrying for a long time. And it's going to appear effortless if we focus on embodying the ally energy, which is recollecting our powers and then redistributing it using our energy to feed those things that matter most. And when we align with those things, the pain falls away. And our heart will guide us through this process as we gracefully and lovingly cut cords and strengthen the ones that are relevant to carrying out the master plan. And as we do this and we really sink in to this new formation, sink into this new pattern that we are consciously creating, a whole new cycle will begin. And this new beginning that we feared for so long will reveal itself as refreshing, renewing, all that we wanted and more. A dream manifested beyond our imagination. The key to take away from this first, I believe, the most important thing, because this is major arcana right here, and this was about the hidden fear. So I believe this is the major thing to take away if you take away anything from this. It's to neutralize this fear individually and collectively. We must do this. So again, the fear looks like I'm afraid to step into this new beginning. But the neutralizing effect, which is far more powerful, because fear, all those things that are born of fear fade away. It's impermanent. It can't exist because it's not in reflection of the divine perfection of our source, which is eternal. So the fear, it's revealing, but all that it really reveals is the truth, which is the neutralizing force, which becomes our power. So again, the fear looks like I'm afraid to step into a new beginning. But the neutralizing thought looks like I am ready for the new beginning. And it's going to happen from the inside out. I'm ready for the new beginning because while I once thought it might be scary, I remember that I'm the writer of my story. And I get to choose what this new beginning is. And I get to choose what the whole path ahead of me will be like. And anything on top of that that I don't consciously choose will only be a cherry on top, will be surprises that are manifested because of the great mystery of life. The miracles that we don't even see that are all on their way. Other than those things, I'm writing this story. Everything else, cherry on top. Everything else, cherry on top. I'm not afraid of a new beginning because I write this story. All right, so we're 1 week in, first quarter. 1 week from now, we'll have the full moon, and it's at 12:12, not my time, of course, not Arizona, but it's at 12:12 on 12/12, December 12th. So that will be the full moon, and we'll see what comes of this. We'll see how much of this we really integrate. We'll see what lies ahead. After we do the activation next week, we'll be able to really integrate everything that's happened this cycle, this month. And we'll be able to prepare for the next one. But this is where we're at right now, 1 week into this cycle. Okay, so we're just putting down this struggle, whatever this pain was that we're carrying. We're really tuning into our hearts, doing what needs to be done to bring in that new cycle. I'll see you guys for the full moon next week. Aloha. Shalom. And if you want a personal reading, by the way, I always forget to mention that I absolutely do one-on-one readings. That's my main work. That's what I do. This is my passion. Feel free to leave a comment below, private message me, or you can email me at thearchetypalactivator@gmail.com. Again, it's thearchetypalactivator@gmail.com. I do private readings. I would love to sit with you. We can do it in person, or we can do it via Skype, Facebook chat, WhatsApp, or whatever, however we can connect wherever you're at. Most of my clients are long distance, so don't be afraid of that. We can also do a phone call if you don't want to be on video. We could even just do a written or recorded reading as well. So whatever you need, I'm here for you. Also, I have a YouTube channel. If you're not aware of that yet, it's youtube.com/RebeccaMagic with a CK. If you subscribe, you will get notifications that I've uploaded videos, and these activations happen 4 times a month, and they're totally free. They're totally free. I do them for you, and I do them for me. So thanks for tuning in, you guys, and contributing to this channel. Many blessings. I see all of you beauties here tuned in, and I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Shalom.